Exactly 5 weeks from today, I will be gearing up to go to a midnight launch for the PlayStation 4. That's far enough away that by then, Michigan weather will make sure that I and all the other nerds standing in line will die of frostbite and probably have to resort to cannibalism. But close enough to say, hey, there's only 4 awful final season episodes of How I Met Your Mother in between me and a PlayStation 4. I mean, why didn't they end that show last season or the season before now? And holy crap, I'm going to get a PlayStation 4 soon. But soon also means that I'm starting to look at my bank account and how I'm going to pay for a new system and an extra controller and a couple of games. And since new console causes me to look at my old consoles in the same way a rich billionaire looks at last week's mistress, the inevitable question rises again. To sell or not to sell? If I were to unload my Xbox and all my games at a GameStop per se, well, they'd only give me $17 for all of it. And then they'd probably be like, because you're doing this towards a new system, we'll give you an extra 40%. And I'd be like, you all do realize that 40% of jack shit is still jack shit, right? And they'd be like, programming error, customer not stupid mom buying M-rated games for her child, don't know how to react, commence operation offer magazine subscription. Sir? Would you like our members card? It comes with a free magazine. No one reads magazines, it's 2013. But if I were to say sell it on eBay, I could probably get between $100 and $200 for all of my Xbox stuff, and that puts a huge dent into the price of a new console, especially when your new console is only $400. And I know that now I could be fine with that because I'm an American consumer, and we are known for our ability to sink hundreds and hundreds of dollars into materialism and then just cast it aside for the new shiny thing that some CEO told us we need. But I know eventually, probably a year or so down the line, when the shine of my PS4 is subdued and I've tried to recapture that feeling by buying the Wii U and the Xbone and even maybe a new PC, and we are in that summertime when not a lot comes out, I'll say to my wife, hey, do you remember Game X? Sure wish I hadn't sold that so I could play Game X again. Although I keep racking my brain to see what 360 game that would actually be, and I keep coming up short. Sure, there are games that I will think about, Dragon Age, Bioshock, Oblivion, Fallout 3, maybe Skyrim, although I'm starting to feel about Skyrim the way hipsters feel about a band's album that suddenly goes super mainstream, because you say the word Elder Scrolls to half these people that play Skyrim, and they look at you with a blank stare and say, oh, I think I might have read something about that game in my GameStop magazine. But all those games are also on the PlayStation, and that has exclusive games that I'll want to go back to, like The Last of Us and Uncharted and even Heavenly Sword. And what would I miss on the 360? Maybe Blue Dragon? Maybe? Gears of War? Maybe? The good Halos and Fables were all on the first Xbox, and most of its exclusive titles are just meh. Frankly, the only games worth keeping on my Xbox are downloadable ones, and since Microsoft requires an online connection for those games to be playable, I'd have to put a lot of faith into a company to either invest money into keeping the servers going or invest money to pay someone to rewrite the code of the Xbox indie games to allow them to be playable. And after Microsoft's summer of, hey, we're gonna rape you. Oh, you don't want us to rape you? Just kidding. Let's just say that I trust them to do those things as much as I trust How I Met Your Mother right now to not be a flawed impersonation of a once awesome show.